lovely Dodie Clark made a video the other day on her channel Doddle Vloggle called Just a Few Nostalgic Tears. I urge you to go and watch that video on her channel before you watch this one, because this is kind of an old school response to that video, and this video will probably make a lot more sense if you watch hers first and get into the general mood of what we're talking about. So I shall give you a few seconds to do that.
Ben Redwood was my first kiss. He was my first boyfriend. He was also my best friend in like year 10 to like year 13, I think.
So as you've now seen, Dodie's whole video is about how much of a shock to the system it was to suddenly realise quite abruptly that you're not 16 anymore, and you know, you've got taxes to do and you've got bills to pay. And I relate to that really strongly. I don't think there are many people who wouldn't relate to that very strongly, because growing up is really weird. It just happens to you. That's the nature of time passing. You kind of don't realise that it's happening until it's happened. But there was something that Dodie said that really resonated with me, and it's this idea that our younger selves are still inside of us, judging everything that we do now as adults. And I think the reason I resonated with that so much is because I kind of think the same thing, but in a slightly different way. I've always thought about my younger selves still existing. Whenever I think about my 16-year-old self, it's almost like I'm thinking of a completely separate person to me who still exists in some kind of alternate universe. And it's the same with my 15-year-old self, and my 14-year-old self, and my 13-year-old self, and so on. It's like they're all separate people who are trapped in the year that they existed, still existing. So whenever I do things now that my 16-year-old self would approve of, I can see in my head my 22-year-old self high-fiving my 16-year-old self as if she still exists, as if she's still somewhere in the past, trapped in the year of 2008, judging everything that I'm doing now and sort of rooting for me, rooting to fulfill the dreams that she had when she was 16. It's almost like she's a completely different person who I'm living my life for, because I know how much what I'm doing now means to her, because she always dreamed up the things that I'm doing now and never expected them to happen. Like I said in one of my last videos, I recently had to say goodbye to the 2014-2015 cast of Les Miserables, some of whom I had seen every day for 2 years, and it was unbearably hard to say goodbye. And of course it's not goodbye forever, because we're still friends and we're gonna see each other outside of Les Mis, but it's a big deal, it's a big change, and it's difficult to say goodbye to someone like that. And the one person who I had the most trouble saying goodbye to was Celinda. Celinda, who played Fantine last year and who has become a lifelong friend. I adore that girl. On the last day, we were a complete mess. As soon as she walked in, we swapped leaving cards and just sobbed at each other and hugged for a very long time. But Celinda said something to me that made me sob, obviously, but it was really true, and it's the first time anyone said anything like this to me, and so I thought I would share it. I hope, Celinda, you don't mind. She was explaining to me how friendships like ours don't come along that often, and she said, "Carrie, I'm going to see you grow old. I'm going to see your blonde hair turn grey. I'm going to see what you look like when your teeth fall out. I'm going to see what you look like when you're hobbling along with a Zimmer frame." And it's so true. It's so true. Me and Celinda are going to grow old together, and although we have to say goodbye in terms of not seeing each other every day, she's still my best friend. That relationship still continues and will continue for forever. As Celinda put it, laughing, she said, "You can't break up with me." The idea that I get to grow old with one of my best friends really excites me. It's part of an adventure. And Dodie, your video couldn't have come at a better time, because obviously I was going through that whole emotional crisis of saying goodbye to so many people. I kind of wanted to make this video to sort of, not reassure you, because I know that you know that growing up is kind of a thing that just happens, and whether you like it or not, and you just gotta deal with it and get on with it, and sure, it may suck at some points, but there's nothing you can do about it. But I kind of just wanted to make this video just to add my thoughts to it, but also just to remind you that it's exciting. Growing up may suck in the sense that, you know, you're not the person who you once were, but the prospect of becoming someone even better than you are now is massively exciting, especially when you've got amazing friends who you know are gonna be there every step of the way, who you get to share that whole adventure with. You get to share your whole life with the people who you hold most dear, and they get to share their lives with you. And you've also kind of just got to think about the fact that today is going to be a day that you look back on in 5 years' time and go, "Oh my god, do you remember when I was that girl who wore red lipstick and sat in front of the camera for an hour before she had to go to work?" you kind of got to make the most of what you're doing right now so that when you look back in 5 years' time, you go, nah, I spent those days well. I didn't script this video, so there's probably a million things that I wanted to say when I watched your video, Dodie, that I've completely forgotten. So let's meet up and have a chat. Let's have coffee, because we haven't had coffee in ages. I am now off to rehearsals for West End Live in Trafalgar Square. Tomorrow, Les Mis are performing at 1 o'clock in Trafalgar Square. It's a free event called West End Live, if you don't know what it is, where loads of shows come perform a few songs for free in the middle of Trafalgar Square. It's like a big kind of West End concert thing. And yeah, you don't need a ticket, it's completely free. There will be like thousands of people though, so be prepared for crowds. And yeah, it's on Saturday and Sunday this weekend, and loads of shows come and perform. But I will be part of the Les Mis performance at 1 o'clock tomorrow, so if you're there, tweet me, let me know if you're coming. It'd be great to see lots of happy, smiley hopefuls in the crowd. But yeah, I should probably go because I need to leave in 10 minutes. But before I go, I do just want to say thank you so much for all of your love and kind words and support about my book, my new fiction book called On the Other Side. It's so much fun to see how excited you guys are about it, because I am, as you can tell by the stupid grin on my face, ridiculously excited about it. So yeah, thank you so much. It really means the world to me, and I shall see you very soon. So I'm just gonna get right to it. I'm just gonna cut to the chase. I'm just gonna come right out and tell you that I am writing a fiction book that is being published by Sphere at Little Brown. It's the same team that published All I Know Now, sticking with Little Brown, and they're sticking with me, and I love it. And it's called On the Other Side.